you want to get your beats and you want to put your clips in. And then you're going to align the clips with the beat. You're actually going to make your first clip a little bit before the first beat, just so it's all smooth. You're going to keep the second clip on the first beat and the third clip on the second beat. Okay, and then you're going to make the first two invisible and the first clip visible. You're going to click on the first clip and you're going to go to effects and you're going to add the white effect. And you're going to click the N. You're going to make the N 0. And then you're going to go to the second beat and make it 100. And then you're going to go to like the first beat, like put your cursor on it, the graphs, and then like put a mid graph and make sure that when it transitions from ease in to ease out, that it's like right in the middle of the dot. And then you're going to do the same for this clip. You're going to go click white, and then you're going to click 0. And then you're going to put the first keyframe on the first beat, and then you're going to put the second keyframe on the third beat and make it 100. And then you're going to go to the second keyframe, and then second beat, sorry. And you're going to do the same thing as last time, make sure that it transitions on the line. And maybe don't make it like too stiff, so loosen it up a little bit. The third clip as well. Click white, and then make 0 on the second beat, then 100 on the fourth beat, and then on the third beat, make the graph, make sure it's perfectly aligned with the beat. And then you're gonna end all of them on the fourth clip, and then you're gonna click the little plus sign at the bottom right, and then you're gonna click the square, you're gonna click the 3 dots, you're gonna click fill, you're gonna like fill the whole thing obviously, and then you're gonna hold and click the rectangle, and then drag down. Or you can just hold and click and then click all of them. And click the blue one in the middle. And then group them all. And it should look like this so far. Here's where it might get a little bit complicated. So just like try to follow my steps. I'll try to explain it as best as I can. But yeah, you want to click on the ring and click edit group. And you want to get your first clip, little white. And then copy the graph. You want to leave. And then you want to like the same exact keyframe spots as you did for the first white. You want to make a keyframe for the beginning, and then a keyframe on the second beat. And then you want to make the beginning keyframe 0. And then however big you want the second keyframe to be. So let's just say we're going to do it right here. And then you want to paste the graph. Okay, so now we're going to do some of the rotations. We're going to click on the clip and go to rotation obviously. And you're going to make it 90. You're going to put the keyframe right at the beginning. And at the same exact spot you put the zoom keyframe, you're going to put the vision keyframe there too. And you're going to make it 0. And then you're going to copy and paste the same graph. Also, add motion blur. And I usually make mine 3. Just depends on whatever you guys want to do. You're also going to make a keyframe at the end and make it 45. And then put that at the end. And you could go in and you could copy like, I think it's the last one. You could copy the last one's graph to make it like equal. But like, if you trust yourself, you could just do it yourself, like without the copying. You could just redo the mid graph. But if you just want to make sure, you can paste. Your choice. It might be a little too big. Zoom it out a little, because we're all gonna have a square there. Make the background black. Okay, mine's a little offbeat, but that's okay. Just make sure yours isn't. Now we're gonna do like a little like squeeze effect. So you're gonna go to squeeze. Okay, and you're gonna make a keyframe like where the second beat is around. Or maybe like a little bit before that. And we'll do the second beat. And then you're gonna like go like to the last beat right here. And like a little bit before the last beat, you're gonna add a keyframe. You're gonna make it 0.3. And then on the last beat, you're gonna make it negative 0.3. And then after the last beat, you're gonna make it 0. And then like you're gonna like do like a little bit of a mid graph like this. Copy it and put it on here. And then for the graph that's in between the first one and the second one, you're gonna make it like this type of graph. And okay, so now you're gonna add a null. You're gonna make it as long as your clip, and you're gonna like parent the clip to the null. Well, or is it parent null to the clip? I don't know what it is. Just make sure that it's connected like that. And then you're gonna click rotation on the second to the last one. Actually, I think it's the first to the last. Yeah, first to the last. And you're gonna make it negative 25. And then you're gonna, again, you can go in and you could copy the graph, or you could just like freestyle it. Your choice. So now you're gonna create a rectangle. This part's optional, so Like, you can skip this if you want, but I like to do this because it makes it honestly look better. But yeah, you're gonna make it clear. I'm gonna put this little like circle with the line. You're gonna go to blur and shallow and make it have a stroke. And obviously you can't see the stroke, so you're gonna have to make the stroke white. And like, I'll just make mine 5. And you wanna make it like slightly bigger than your clip. Not slightly, but like kind of like that. That should be enough. Now, like at the beginning right here, you're gonna make it 88. I'm wrong rotation, by the way. I'm gonna make it 88 to -2. And then you could do the little graph. I add a null for the rectangle. Again, make it all the way to the fourth beat mark. And then you're gonna, of course, make the null the parent. Okay, you're gonna go from this all the way to the end and make it -47. Again, you could freestyle the graph. You're gonna make another null. So you already made a null. Okay, you're gonna make it start the rotation here, 0, and you're gonna make it to the 3rd beat and make it 1113. Okay, you're gonna make it -1113. Yeah, and then you're also gonna do the graph again. You know, the little zoom thing we did for this one, you can do that for the rectangle as well. And just make it like in between right here. Make it 0 right here. We just want the rectangle to be up here before the clip is. Okay, now you're gonna add another null, and you're gonna parent null 2. You're gonna connect null 2 to null 3 and null 1 to null 3. And then you're gonna make it zoom from 100. You're gonna go to the 3rd beat and make it 80. And then you're gonna do the. So make sure it ends at the 4th beat mark. Make a 4th null right here. Make sure it ends at the end. You're gonna connect null 3 to null 4. And you're gonna click on makeup keyframe and make it to 165. And you're gonna make the graph again, per usual. Then you can just add like whatever finishing touches you want, but this is like the main transition. Okay, so for this one, you're gonna go to your first beat, wherever that is. The first beat, wherever that is. And you're gonna need 5 clips for this. So first just add whichever clip is gonna be like the background. Not the background clip, the first clip. And just add it in. And it's only gonna last for the second beat, first beat to second beat. So just cut it down. And then duplicate it 3 times. So now you should have 4. You should end up with 4 of them. And now you have 4. And then you need to go to effects. First you gotta do this one by one, so just highlight 3 of them at a time. So go to effects, click wipe. All 4 of them, and it should look like this kind of. And yeah, and so you're gonna like click on the plus sign on the bottom and add a rectangle and fill the whole composition area with it. And then you're gonna duplicate it 3 times. Make sure it only lasts to the second beat as well. And then you're gonna match up each rectangle with one of the pictures. So it should be like group them and then click the middle one. Group them, click the middle one. Group them, click the middle one. Group them, click the middle one. And it should still be like this. Now you're gonna go to effects. For the first one, you're gonna click flip layer. And you're gonna make it, I'm gonna put the stuff on screen. Looks like like this. Yeah. Okay, so now you're gonna click the plus and create a null. Make sure it lasts at a second beat per usual. Then you wanna parent all the groups to the null. And then you're gonna click on the null. You're gonna click zoom, and you're gonna make it 125. You're gonna click zoom, make a keyframe at 100 at the beginning, and then a keyframe at 125 at the end. And then you're gonna use this graph. And then you're gonna go to all the groups, and you're gonna click effects, and click motion blur, and make it 2 or 1, your choice. You're gonna copy, and just paste it on all the groups, to make sure that all the groups have motion blur. Mine's a little laggy, but it should be like zooming in at the beginning, like that. Okay, so we're gonna handle this like clip by clip. So you're gonna only need 2 clips for this. So let's say we're gonna use this one. And like you can just make it however you wanna look, it's optional. I like to put solid color, make it a color, and then make it 50%. Then I also like to put like a white square, it's your choice. And then like you should make it all the way to like the 50th, not the 50th, the 5th beat, because like I'm not really sure how long it's supposed to be just yet. And then you click, and of course you group it with the rectangle again. And then you're gonna duplicate it, so now you got 2 of it. And now you're gonna do the same with another clip. Put it in, make it however you want it to look, and then group it with a rectangle. Okay, and then also gonna duplicate this one, and then you're gonna make it like you're like splitting up like in a puzzle piece. Like just do what I did. Make it, I think 540 is like good enough size. And like make sure like the ones that are the same are diagonal from each other, not next to each other. It just looks better. I'm actually gonna switch these two because this one's facing this way. And then boom, it should look like this. Really, really cute, in my opinion. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to make these their own individual group again. So group them individually with a square. Make sure it lines up with that 5th beat. You know what I mean? So like get a rectangle and make it fill the whole screen, and then duplicate it 3 times. And then square group them with their own group, like you did with the previous one. Okay, so the one on the top left corner, you're gonna make it, I'm gonna put this stuff on the screen while I do this. A little laggy. And then you're gonna add motion blur to all of them. And I make mine 2. You can make yours 1, whatever you prefer to do. Okay, I know I said we were gonna need 5 clips, but we actually need 6. But that's okay. Just get one more. Okay, so you're gonna insert 2 more of your clips, and you're gonna make them also stop at the 5 beat mark. And then you're gonna duplicate one of them, and then you're gonna make them all 540. Probably a little smaller. Let's do 340. And it's gonna be like this, like the 2 duplicated the 2 duplicated clips be on the end while the different one be in the middle. Like that. And then you're gonna click on one of the clips, doesn't matter which one, and you're gonna go to the third beat. Gonna put a keyframe on zoom, put a keyframe at zoom on the third beat, and then make it 0, and then put that at the beginning. And then over here on the second beat, you're gonna put your mid graph. Should be like this. You just copy that for the rest of one, put a keyframe, third beat, 0 at the beginning, and then paste the curve. Oh, my bad. Well, this is technically the fourth beat because we are doing 5 beats. So technically the fourth beat and the second beat. Like, so the flip transition and then they all pop like that. Okay, and then make sure you put motion blur for all of them. I like to put shadow, this is optional, but I like to put shadow. So if you want to put shadow, you can put shadow. It should be like that. And then next you're going to go back to the second beat. You're going to put a rectangle, fill it, and make it black. And you're going to go to effects and click white and make it 50%. And make it a 90-degree angle. Then you're going to duplicate it and make it to a 70-degree angle. And then you're going to take both of those, you're going to make them 30% like this. Well, you're going to go to blending and opacity and make it 30%. And then you're going to click on white. And then at the third beat, you're going to make it 15%. You're going to make it 75%. No, you're going to make it 85%, sorry. At the fourth beat. And then at the second beat, you're going to make it 100. And then use your mid graph again. And then you're going to do the same for this one too. So over here it will be 85%, and then 15, and then 100 at the beginning. And so it should look like this. To make the opacity a little bit darker, 50%. Make it a little bit lower too, do 75% instead of 80%. Yeah, and then make them both end at the 5th beat. Okay, and now we're gonna add another rectangle, make it fill, and at the 5th beat, and then group everything together. Okay, so now you're gonna make a null, like start like at the middle, in the middle of the first beat and the second beat, and then end at the third beat. Like that. And we're gonna make the group that we just did. It's called this group right here. You're gonna make it connected to node 2, and then you're gonna make node 1 connected to node 2 too. So both of them should be connected to node 2. And then you're gonna create a keyframe on zoom at the beginning, and at the end, and you're gonna make it. No, that's too much. Make it. Let's do 90. Make it 90, and then create a mid graph on the second beat. So it should be like this. And then you're going to create another null on the second beat. And then you're going to make it to the third beat. And then, fourth beat. And then you're going to connect null 2 to null 3. And then create a zoom keyframe at the beginning. At the end, you're going to zoom it in all the way. So like right here. And then you're going to create a mid graph about like on the third beat. So it should look like this. If you got a back screen, you can like move this just one word, say that on your back screen. Now, if you have a blank thing, that's the done. If you want, you could add like a background image. Let's just reuse this image, I guess. Why not? Yeah, you could add like a background image and blur it. Or you could keep it like a black or white background. It's your choice, really. Whatever floats your boat. You're gonna well, I like to group all of them together, but you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's basically this transition done. I went much smoother and much faster than the last one. But yeah.